This is Tales of Swordfall.
Episode 28, Embers Ignite.
As Tirker was telling about just wanting to know and see what the old gods, this old god that this puzzle piece leads to. As he's talking about all this, just the gears are turning in Norik's head, and his eyes are just opening a bit wider, and he's thinking, I too am fairly interested in finding out about lost knowledge and seeing what there is to learn.
Are you?
Yeah,
I had no
You've-
idea, Norik.
you've actually struck a bit of a hidden chord.
Well, perhaps it is fate that we are traveling together. Perhaps I'm not actually lost after all.
Perhaps.
Do you know why I take the mushrooms? Have you heard me rambling?
I've only been told that these cause visions that aren't real. They make your mind see and hear things that aren't there.
And what is to say what is real and what is not other than our own senses? Perhaps these mushrooms give you a glimpse of something that you can't normally see. Where I'm from, my humble village over in the elven forests, we call this mushroom the food of the gods. If you're lucky, if you're chosen, you'll see the faces of the gods in the trees around you. Animals, perhaps their spirits wandering around you, where there was nothing before. It's these faces that I'm interested in. They're not just faces, they match depictions, they match stories of my research. I've been collecting tomes, digging into knowledge with every passerby who wants an expertly built boat. I always ask, what do you know of the old gods? I collected as much as I could until I was given a sign it's time for me to go out and find them. If you're ever interested, let me know. It looks like we have a stash of plenty of these mushrooms. But for now, I need to regain my strength. It seems that you and the rest of our companions do need to do so as well.
Tirker,
Yes.
I feel I have to be straight with you here. I've not quite understood what your intentions or purposes were, and it really kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I never particularly liked you, but I thought you were better to have around than not in general. But I feel like we have something here.
I
We have
appreciate
something to
your
go on,
honesty.
and have a new appreciation for where you're coming from.
Well,
Are you enjoying your tea?
I hadn't tried it yet. Tried to let it steep as well as I could before I tried it. And then Chicker takes a sip.
We're back in the other house.
Oh my god.
Nilkus. Am I saying that right? Nilkus?
Yeah, no, that's right.
Okay.
Nilkus, that's right.
That's kind of what I thought, but sometimes the spelling of names,
Okay.
I have a different pronunciation in my head.
It's cool.
So Nilkus just shook Ash's arm in a certain style, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And Ash, you were very familiar with some customs of Orzag.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my god, is he from the same?
No.
No? Oh, he's okay.
Oh, this is not good.
No,
Uh-oh.
this could
Uh-oh.
get really bad and dramatic. Let's do it.
Mm. Oh, I
Uh,
love it.
When that happens, Ash kind of like snaps his arm back and like takes a step back. It's like, who are you?
Hey man, what's your problem? Jesus Christ. I already told you my name's Nilkus. What's the problem?
Are you from Orzag?
Yeah. What? Where else would I be? I'm a tiefling. Jesus.
All right. Ash's sword appears in his hand.
Wait, what's going on? And Rand's just kind of freaking out.
Miss
Look,
Rayanne?
buddy. I don't know what your deal is, but I'm just on a job right now. I ain't got any
I'm-
beef with you as far as I know.
Do you know where I'm from?
I don't know anything about you besides your name and your fancy hair.
You can give an investigation check.
Okay.
To see what you notice about him. Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What
you
kind of rolls on that?
with that 20, you recognize from your underground days, there were a certain class of warriors that they would bring over from Siabo that were badasses, but, you know, in Orzag, they would probably make them be gladiators. And, yeah, these are usually guys who would fight off slavers with ferocity.
So I
Extreme
recognize him
prejudice.
as that? Or...
Yeah, you recognize him as a badass who
Oh.
probably has a dislike for slavers from your country.
Nilkus sort of like wipes his hand on his shirt like he touched something gross. And he just sort of goes, "Look, guy, I don't care about your fancy stuff. I've got a job to do, and I'm not wasting my time." So he's going to continue investigating the house. Unless he stops him, obviously.
Seriously, and
He does have his back turned to him as well.
Rayanne is going to put her arm on Ash's and is like, "Is this really the time to start up a fight?"
I don't know. If someone walked up to you and you found out their people enslaved your people, what would you do?
Well, I have no people. I am my people.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay, well.
So,
What's that?
what's there's some tension.
He's gonna keep investigating the house. Like, is there anything else besides the chest?
It looks like if there was anything, it's been tossed around so much, it is super hard to recognize what was of value. You see broken porcelain, you see just ripped up paintings. The only thing that was untouched was this chest full of horrible monster eggs.
Okay. So he just says out loud, "Look, I'm gonna go report back to the boss. I don't know about you guys. You can come with if you want. But if you lay one hand on me, you're done."
I'm not here to pick fights. I just want to collect the money.
Sounds good to me. He sort of waits at the door with his hands folded.
So the
Ash?
Yeah. Ash is still just standing there with his sword pointed at
The
this person and is
lag.
not accustomed to slaughtering people who aren't fighting back, but this is like a lifelong enemy that's standing in front of them. Like, get out of here then. I've got other stuff to do. I don't. It was kind of just turn around and wait for them to leave, I guess.
Rand's gonna give just like a small side eye, like, you're really gonna leave me?
Hey, if you want to consort with slavers, that's on you.
I'm not consorting with slavers. You're not a slaver, right?
No, I am not a slaver. Do I look like one?
I don't know.
It's like, hey, is this some tiefling racism here? What, are you scared of tieflings, buddy? Good, you should be.
I'm not scared of tieflings. It's this one who has a beef. And she's kind of poking at
Yeah,
Ash.
yeah, he sort of looks at Ash like, he just lifts his hand up like, what? You coming or not?
Ash is like full like fight or flight. And the thing their hair does when the adrenaline kicks in is goes from looking like a low burning coal to like full flame, like they're just glowing right now, just angry.
You wear your emotions on your hair.
Yeah.
Oh
Fire, passion, and it all kind of ties together.
yeah. So yeah, you probably recognize this Nilkus as just like cat's hair standing on end.
Right.
Yeah.
So his tail sort of also lashes in agitation at that. And he's like, well,
Rand at this point just walks out.
he's like, oh, cool, you're coming? Good, let's go. And he sort of like walks with her.
I was just gonna leave y'all if y'all are gonna fight like that.
Hey, who's the one fighting? I don't have time for that crap. So, if you're not coming with, then I'm gonna report first. And he sort of walks slightly faster ahead.
So, a quick question: is anyone going to take the chest?
Nope.
All right. Ash and Rand, are you going to go back and collect your allies?
Of course, we do kind of need them.
Yep. And just to remind you, Roberta's somewhere and Candy Floss is somewhere. You've kind of lost track of them.
I had a quick question.
Okay.
When Nilkus said that they weren't a slaver, could I tell if they were lying or not?
That would be a insight.
Uh-oh.
Oh, mystery.
Yeah, they were lying. Of course, that could be paranoia talking. They aren't being aggressive toward Ash, so that's one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like taunting you.
Yeah, he's more like just being an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that is exactly you. He's egging you on. Is obviously, he's been a jerk since you showed up. You have every right. Even if you were a nice character, you'd have a right. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I know. It's always that hard decision of, do I want to cross that line?
Okay. Ash is gonna come walking out like a little bit after they leave with his helmet on and everything, just still hyped up. and is gonna point at Nilkus and say, "I'm gonna challenge you to a duel."
It's like, ah, is this a friendly match or something a little bit more? And he sort of smirks.
Gosh, sorry guys, hold on.
And he
this
sort
point-
of says, I don't fight dirty. I'm fair game.
Brian says at this point, if you idiots are gonna fight, I'm gonna get the other two, okay?
You do what you want, girl.
Yeah,
And she kind of gives a side 2-finger salute, like, okay, and just kind of walks off.
Ash just points his sword at Nilkus and says, "For the honor of my people, who your people have harmed time and time again."
My people have harmed? Just what are you talking about?
And like from inside the helmet, you see fire flare even brighter. And say, "The slavers of Orzag, I've been fighting for the last 4 years."
Oh, them? I mean, it makes sense depending on what you are, but hey, this is people around where I live. Yeah, it's my community, but it's not like I directly enslaved them myself.
So you're
He
not.
sort of just laughs and just shrugs it off.
So are
He's
you?
like, let's fight, pal.
and we get that moment where the camera just kind of zooms out, and it's both them standing amongst the wreckage of this town. And so, what kind of duel do you want this to be?
Anilkus is going for a friendly duel. He wouldn't try to actually like hurt him. Like he's not gonna take his arm or eye or anything. Like
Okay.
although by all means, if he's looking to do that to my character or kill him, that's fine. But Nilkus isn't going to.
And what's Ash's intention with this duel? Like duel to the death, or
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to. Do whatever you want. Your character's mad. I get it.
I think that crossed his mind. And if like one of them, if like someone died, Ash wouldn't be that broken up about it, because the way he sees it, it's like this is a person that's like the people from the country they're from have invaded his country and tried to enslave people like over and over, and it's like seeing it's like a
Reminder of all the pain and
like
suffering.
a cat seeing a dog or something like that, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, totally.
Oh, definitely.
So you want to see some blood?
Yeah, at least something like just yeah.
Yep. So you guys are staring at each other. Does Nilkus draw a weapon?
No, he's gonna wait until Ash hits him first. But he's gonna ready a dodge, I guess.
Okay, so you're gonna like actively dodge. Cool. I guess at this point I'm gonna ask both of you to roll initiative, and we'll
Alright.
see who gets
I
to
love
actually act first.
Okay.
But first, we're gonna follow Rayanne running through this desolated town, and we see her go to the house, burst in, and what do you do, Rayanne?
Hey guys, pack up, we're leaving now.
And Norik's sitting there at the table with Tirka, and Norik just looks over and says, "But I just made tea."
Get some to go, you know? It's probably got enough.
I need to wash these mugs before I put them back, and
Is this your house?
it would be impolite.
Oh, manners are thing, yeah.
Norik, I can do it. Just go ahead. I walk faster than you.
Okay.
So, Ash and another person is fighting.
Oh, what did he get himself into? I thought he wouldn't want to fight.
He was the one who started it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Uh, all right, let's. I'm not getting myself involved in this. I'm just gonna be like waiting for y'all to more or less get over this. Well, more or less him to get over this.
Turker like downs his cup of tea and reaches out for Nork's cup, which is probably like half empty.
So, does this mean we should take time to make some popcorn?
Sit back and punch the thing.
Go ahead if you'd like.
I'm just jesting. Let's go ahead.
Huh.
I'll take
No
these
free
dishes.
food.
You go ahead.
Okay. And Nork's gonna follow Rayanne.
Turker's gonna do like the quickest survivally dishwash ever with this roll.
Dude, like, I'm gonna point
Ooh.
out one thing. This guy's house is like torn up to shreds because of Khalees, and there's probably still a giant helmet outside from the duel. So, yeah.
Well,
We
you know,
crashed.
I told Nor this is his conscience he's talking with right now. You're apparently the evil side of it, GM.
Yeah.
Thank you. I told Norik I would take care of these dishes, and I will take care of them like I said I would. I walk faster, I run faster. It will be fine. A simple hobbit courtesy is
But if
all
you
I
look
promise.
over at the wall, there's bullet holes in there.
The dishes don't have to be perfectly clean. They just need to get the lavender out.
Yes, it's not like you knew Ash anyways.
What does this have to do with Ash?
And I think we both chuckle at the same time.
Yep. And Turker does like a really quick rinse of cold water and like scrub with his fingers.
Yeah. And Khalees
then-
is all excited because everyone's excited.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Something.
Something.
Thank you for listening to Tales of Swordfall.
Please consider listening to these podcasts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Where the Wild Things Roll. My name is John, and I will be your host and DM for this 5th edition actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast set in the world of Ravarna. This podcast might be a tad different from others you've listened to. The two players will be my 12-year-old son, Kinnick, and my 10-year-old daughter, Kaylee, as they learn to play D&D through their very first campaign. We will pick up with our adventurers as they finish their time at Paduke's Adventurers Guild, as they take their practical exams in dungeoneering, magical beasts, weapons and armor, puzzle solving, diplomacy, history of the world, and magical cause and effect before they are set out into the world. Can our two adventurers pass their classes and become full-fledged members of the Adventurers Guild? You'll have to tune in and find out next time on Where the Wild Things Roll.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.